Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Family Moments, where we use really cool object lessons
to teach the truth about what matters most.
Exactly. And it's such a beautiful day, we're going to teach outside. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Hey kids, Pastor Robbie here along with my lovely assistant and wonderful daughter, Sadie.
Hello.
And today we are going to talk about sin. Okay, Sadie, see if you can tell me, what's sin?
What's in what?
No, what is sin?
What is in what? My purse, my salad, and style?
I don't think you understand the question. I'm asking you, what does the word sin, S-I-N, mean?
Oh, that's a word we don't hear much these days, and it's definitely not in style.
Now, people do not like to talk about sin.
It just sounds so negative. Wait a minute. What exactly is sin?
The easiest way to describe it is sin is when we disobey God.
Oh, you mean like bank robbers and criminals?
Well, kind of. I think
Whew, what a relief. I guess I'm good.
it's not just bank robbers and criminals. Sin is something we all do.
All of us? Wait a minute, I'm no criminal. I've never even been to jail.
Well, you know, if we compare ourselves to other people, we'll always find somebody worse. But when we compare ourselves to what God wants for us, we're all guilty.
Guilty? What exactly does God want from us?
It's pretty simple. He wants us to love Him and to love others.
But I do love God, and I do love others.
And so do I, but sometimes we still mess up. And those mess-ups are called sin.
Can you give me some examples?
Yeah, like have you ever disobeyed me or your mother?
Huh, yeah, but...
Guilty.
Wait a minute.
Have you ever told a lie?
Well, yeah, but...
Guilty. Have you ever said something about someone or maybe made fun of them a little bit or even called them a bad name?
Huh, I would never do something like that.
Well, what about like with your brother?
Oh, does he count too?
Yeah, he counts too.
Oh. Guilty.
Well, don't get too bummed out. The Bible tells us that all people have sinned.
You mean everyone?
Yeah, let's take a look at today's verse. It comes from Romans 3:23, where it says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God."
So that means...
Us too. In fact, we've all been born with sin inside of us.
Born with sin inside of us?
Yeah, what do you think the first two words are that most kids learn to say besides mom and dad?
I'm going to guess no.
Correct. And the other word?
Mine.
Exactly. We are born selfish. That's the reason we don't like to even talk about sin, because no one wants to be known as selfish.
I know I don't.
And see, the problem is, if we don't learn to deal with this sin, it only gets worse.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, have you ever told a white lie?
What's a white lie?
A white lie is like a little bitty tiny lie. Like if I asked you, are you done with your homework? And you said, well, yeah, but you really didn't like finish your reading. That's a little white lie.
Oh, then guilty. Wait a minute. What's so bad about telling a little white lie?
Well, what can happen is that little white lie can grow into another lie to cover it all up. Before you know it, it just keeps growing into more lies. Before long, you're lying all the time, which is kind of how sin works. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. It ain't pretty.
Actually, it sounds pretty ugly.
It is. In fact, let me demonstrate with a little object lesson I like to call the Black Plague.
The Black Plague? What's that?
Well, the Black Plague was a really bad disease that happened a long time ago. In fact, it spread throughout the entire world. Can you imagine something like that happening?
Yeah.
Well, to pull this off, I'm going to need a few things. I'm going to need some baking soda, some sugar, a bowl, some sand or rock, some lighter fluid, and a lighter. What we're going to do is we're going to mix the baking soda and sugar together and stir like this. Then we'll put our sand into a bowl and we're going to douse it with some lighter fluid. Kids, don't try this at home. Now let's pretend that this baking soda sugar combination is kind of like our little white lie. And we'll put it on top like this. Let's watch how one little spark of sin can produce sin that just keeps growing. Watch. Pretty cool, huh?
Actually, pretty ugly.
You got that right. So Sadie, can you tell me 3 things that you learned today about sin?
Well, sin is disobeying God. Sin can start off small but keep growing. And sin is pretty ugly.
Exactly. In fact, let me tell you 3 more things about sin. First off, sin can actually hurt other people. Sin separates us from God. And believe it or not, sin can keep us from heaven.
Oh man, now you're bumming me out. Is there a solution to all this mess?
Actually, there is.
That's good news!
But to really be thankful for that good news, you had to hear the bad news first.
Mission accomplished there. So what's the good news?
Well, to hear that, you're going to have to wait until our next episode.
Oh man, what am I supposed to do until then?
Just chill out and be patient.
I can do that.